Ooh, toys. What's up everyone, Blainer Things here with another toy review, and today I've got the Star Wars Black Series 40th Anniversary Empire Strikes Back figures by Hasbro. These two subwaves come on Kenner-style vintage card backs and do include some re-releases, which I won't get into. But today we've got the HOTH Rebel Trooper, DAGOBAH R2, SNOWSPEEDER Luke, BESPIN Luke, and Lando. The packaging is beautiful, but what good is a toy unless you're ripping into it? So let's get started. First up, we have Luke Skywalker in his Bespin uniform. The accessories include his blaster and lightsaber, and while the figure itself is a re-release, he comes with a completely new sculpted head. As you can see, versus the old one, the buck or body is exactly the same, a little bit of a repaint there, but the face is completely new, the sculpt is new, and of course Hasbro is continuing on with that digital face application. The head is a little larger. I think it kind of fits to scale a little bit better, and of course the likeness is much closer to Mark Hamill's. The lightsaber is also updated. It is the lightsaber, I believe, that they've been using for Rey figures in the new trilogy waves. It's a little bit thicker, the blade is thicker, and it's got some more detail painted in. The accessories do fit into Luke's hands nicely and with relative ease. He comes with two trigger-articulated wrists, so they go side to side, not up and down. Makes it a little bit easier to hold the blaster and lightsaber. He also has a holster for his blaster. That blaster does fit nicely, and the little latch clips in really easily, which I love. I'm a stickler for detail, and I really don't like it when the latch won't hook on action figure holsters. The lightsaber also hooks nicely onto his belt. And of course, the lightsaber does come with a removable blade. And speaking of removable, I would have loved if he came with a removable hand for that iconic scene, but all in all, this figure and its updates are wonderful. Definitely an A+ for me. Next up, we have R2-D2 on DAGOBAH, and unlike his previous releases, which came with more, his accessory just includes one detachable sensor. And as with his previous releases, you have that crank dome top to reveal his third driving leg. R2 also has 3 removable panels on his dome, 2 of which the sensor can fit in. One, the peg is a little too large from a previous accessory, but the sensor does fit into those 2 relatively easy. It's a simple peg. It rotates side to side, does not go up and down, and have front opening panels with 2 small arms that extend just on a basic hinge. The only new updates to the figure would be the deco. So we've got that kind of muddy, worn look for the DAGOBAH scenery as compared with his original release, which was a nice clean finish, and the Droid 3-pack, which was a little dirtied, but not really to this extent. Now, if you're not big on recreating scenes or you already have an R2 figure, the $20 price point might be a pass for you. But this is still a Blainer thing to me, and who doesn't love a droid? Up next, we have an updated Lando Calrissian figure whose accessories include removable cape, blaster, and intercom microphone that George Lucas probably has a name for. This is a re-release of the original Lando. The only update to it is that digital face application. It is the same tooling, so same exact body, same exact head, but it's got the updated facial features. The cape is easily removable, just sits on the shoulders, and is a pliable plastic, which I actually really prefer over a soft good, mainly because of all the detail that we get on the interior of the cape. The accessories for Lando fit easily into his hands, and all in all, I think the detailing is great, the figure is great. I don't think that you necessarily need this update if you're satisfied with the original Lando Calrissian, but he is one of my favorite characters, and I was really stoked to get an updated version of him. And up next, we have Luke Skywalker in his Snowspeeder pilot uniform. And if you think you're getting a re-release, think again. This is all new tooling, head-to-toe new sculpt, and I'm going to compare it to the X-Wing Luke so you can really see the difference in the uniform, in the proportions, the joints makes for a much more fluid figure. He's got a brand new head sculpt with that digital face application for a perfect Mark Hamill likeness in The Empire Strikes Back. I do believe that the helmet is just a repainted version of the X-Wing one. That is movie accurate. I don't think there really is much of a difference by way of sculpt, but the difference in paint helps it to stand apart. His accessories include that removable helmet as well as the updated lightsaber, and I love that they gave him a capped head. I think it really helps, again, set this figure apart from the other Luke Skywalker figures that we've had in the past, and I think the likeness is really spot on. The lightsaber, as I mentioned, is that new updated one. It's got the thicker blade, the thicker hilt, and this one has a little bit of a gunmetal finish to it, which I love. I think it's time for something a little different than the thousands of Skywalker lightsabers we've seen in the past. And as with the Bespin Luke, the lightsaber fits very easily onto a little hook on his belt. This new buck also comes with butterfly shoulder joints, allowing for more posability, especially with his lightsaber. He also has single jointed elbow and the new pinless single jointed knee. This Luke Skywalker is definitely a Blainer thing. It's a must-have for me. I love the aesthetic. I love the look. And not only is this a great standalone figure, but this is going to go great with that Snowspeeder and exclusive DAC figure coming out later this year. And last but certainly not least, we have the fan favorite HOTH Rebel Soldier, and man is he loaded. His accessories include a rifle, blaster, backpack, scarf, goggles, and a hidden swappable face. So he comes packaged with this face, but if you remove the backpack, there's a small compartment on the bottom. You just pop that compartment open and you will find a secondary bearded face, which makes this figure perfect for army building. Swapping the faces is an easy two-step process. Just pop the hat off and then the two faces snap easily into place. The head itself is on a double ball joint, and that lower ball joint removes so that you can apply the scarf. Now, I'm not sure if the scarf was meant to go over the full face, but it seems that the chin is as high up as I can get it. I guess they don't have COVID-19 on HOTH. Like Snowspeeder Luke, this figure also has the butterfly shoulders. This really helps when holding the smaller blaster he comes with, as well as single jointed pinless elbow, and he does have the double jointed knees. Now, army building stormtroopers has always been easy because, hey, they all look the same. And I think that Hasbro did a genius thing with the HOTH Rebel Soldier in giving us all of these accessories and the swappable faces. The collector really is able to army build and get a wide range of troopers that all look different and unique. I think really my only complainer thing with this figure is that the swappable face isn't a person of color. The Star Wars universe has always been diverse, and I think it would have just been a nice addition to have some representation there. But all in all, like I said, this is the perfect army builder, and I've tried to include as many different looks for this figure as possible, but it really is endless. The HOTH Rebel Soldier is definitely an A+ for me. These figures are available at retailers now, so go grab a set of your own. And don't forget to subscribe to Blainer Things on YouTube and follow @BlainerThings on Instagram for all of my Blainer Things.